How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here, and today we are talking about Arrow Season 8, Episode 7, titled Purgatory. This episode was very packed, I should say. Obviously, we start on Lian Yu. I'm pretty sure I butchered that pronunciation. Apologies. But anyway, Oliver and the team are now in Lian Yu, courtesy of Lila and Marno Vu. Where how to describe this? Ah, yes. The team is now going to build a weapon that is supposed to help defeat the crisis, I guess? I believe that's what it said. I don't know. I've had a rough day, so apologies if I stutter a lot. Interestingly, as Renee, Roy, and Dinah are approaching by plane, they get shot down. Makes you wonder. Everyone should be off the island, right? It's now an Argus prison type thing. So how did they get shut down? Who else is on the island, right? Turns out a lot of almost all of the people who died previously on the island, obviously with exceptions like, oh no, she didn't die on the island. Never mind. I was about to say Sarah Lance, but she didn't die on the island. She died off the island. Shadow doesn't appear for whatever reason. I guess she found peace and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of them coming, including, I forget his name. I forget, Yao Fei. I have the page open, so just like kind of looked at it. Anyway, Yao Fei, Edward Fires, Billy Wintergreen. I didn't actually read that off the page, even though I did see it after I said it. Let's see. All are brought back, and the team now must fight them as uh, William tries to build the weapon as quickly as possible and activate it so that it can absorb all of the island's energies, and then that would make all the ghosts disappear. Turns out the weapon cannot be activated by anyone but a specific DNA signature. That signature being Lila Michaels. Oh no, of course, because I like to skip around. Because my mind is all over the place and I'm talking about it as I remember the episode. So, of course, this episode is also the episode when they crash. Roy gets his right arm gets crushed by some type of by the landing gear. I believe it was, because I was about to say some type of gear, but that makes no sense. By the landing gear, and we all know what's about to happen. John, of course, John Diggle, Dig, tries to save Roy's arms. Like, no, we can't cut it. No, we can't. He got really stubborn about it. Like, right? Like, he got really stubborn about it to the point where Roy was like, let me make the decision, cut it off. Because it's like, we're about to die in an explosion. We don't have time to save my arm. It's like, it's save my arm and all of us die, or I lose my arm and we all live, kind of thing. Like that was his justification for just let it happen. And I'm a little flinchy about it. He screamed very loudly. Anyway, amongst other things, there's a little bit of tension with between Oliver and Mia because Mia finds out that Oliver dies in Crisis and she gets angry. Justifiably so, you know. I personally can't empathize with Mia, but it is justifiable. Like you find out your dad hid that he's gonna die. Like that's ultimately it, right? Like he hid it. We all know how Oliver is. He likes to protect people, and unfortunately, that leads to them being hurt. Eventually, William talks her down. After Oliver gets caught in a net and whatnot, William manages to talk her down by explaining, yes, he is angry at Oliver for keeping this from him, but he doesn't want to spend his last moments with their dad angry. And obviously, careful moment and all of that between siblings. It's actually pretty sweet and pretty nice. Like, uh, I like it. Character development on both their parts. Now back to Lila being able to activate the weapon. Lila activates the weapon, and then I don't know if it's the weapon or if it's Lila somehow doing it. A breach opens up, right? And with it, she walks through. And that's it, right? Turns out that's the end of that particular day. We skip to the next day. Oliver's telling them we'll be going back and all of that. A boat is coming. As they're waiting for the boat to come, Oliver and Mia have a heart to heart. They both are like, they have a heart to heart, as it um I just noticed there's a missing donut box in my room. Sorry about that. I just saw it in the camera. And I'm like kind of worried. But anyway, they have a heart to heart. That's not important. You guys don't need to know about the missing donut box. It was empty. They have a heart to heart, and as they're having this heart to heart, they have their heart to heart. They hug, and as they're hugging, the skies turn red. We all know what that means. Crisis has now begun on Arrow as well. It's weird that we didn't really get a Crisis has begun scene on Batwoman, but we did on Flash and Arrow, but not on Batwoman and Supergirl. Like, you'd think with Supergirl being the first episode of Crisis on Infinite Earths, we'd have an episode like that, but, tangents aside, obviously, after Crisis begins, we go back to the scene we've seen 3 times already. Uh, and of course, it's Nash Wells, saying, I have traveled through countless worlds and planets come here to kill you, and here you save me. And Marnovu being the egotistical god that he is, submit and all of that. It's that line. I don't really remember Marnovu's lines. I don't care for Marnovu as a character, comics or this. I just don't care. Like you're irrelevant. He is irrelevant. Like he's important to Crisis, but he's irrelevant to the greater story. He's only important to Crisis. Right. Anyway, obviously, we get that scene and all of that, and that's about the end of the episode. This had a couple tangents I wish we hadn't gone on. I will try to make them more orderly for Crisis and for Legacies tomorrow. Yeah, I think we're gonna have Sunday uploads. Funny. Anyway, ow, 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 ow. I need to. I'll figure out the schedule. Ow, ow, ow. That be watching Saturdays to record Sunday. Yeah, okay. We'll have probably daily uploads of these. I'll try and make click anyway. That's gonna be it for this video. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, stay bright.